Hey fans, I'm Dustin Davis and I'll update you on everything happening in Kansas City. The Kansas City Chiefs arrive at this juncture carrying the weight of both dominance and expectation. In recent years, their identity has been shaped by a generational quarterback and a defense that grew into one of the league's most dependable units. Yet, even the most consistent teams must navigate unforeseen changes, and the landscape surrounding Kansas City today feels less certain than it has in seasons past. Injuries, shifting roles, and unsettled dynamics across the roster have begun to challenge the stability that fans have grown accustomed to. What once looked like a near-automatic formula for success now requires recalibration. Each adjustment, from evaluating new arrivals to preparing for absences at key positions, carries heightened significance, with little room for error. It is within this evolving context that Kansas City's latest moves, setbacks, and potential future decisions must be understood. Let's check out what's happening in Kansas City. First, friends, can I ask for a small favor? If you're liking what we do, click the like button to show your support. It truly means a lot. Thanks again. The Kansas City Chiefs remain defined by Patrick Mahomes, a quarterback whose brilliance has anchored the franchise since his first full season as a starter in 2018. As he enters his ninth year, Mahomes has more than proven his standing as one of the NFL's greatest. Yet, even for a player of his caliber, stability behind him matters, and for the first time, Kansas City has entrusted that responsibility to someone younger than Mahomes himself, Gardner Minshew. Minshew's path through the NFL has been winding, featuring both starting opportunities and backup duties. His arrival in Kansas City is not merely a depth chart filler, it represents a strategic choice. The Chiefs' confidence in him to serve as Mahomes' understudy reflects both his experience and the adaptability he has shown throughout his career. The preseason offered early evidence that this trust is not misplaced. Against the Arizona Cardinals, Minshew stepped in after Mahomes' brief appearance, completing 6 of 9 passes for 54 yards with a passer rating of 82.6. In the next game, starting against the Seattle Seahawks, he elevated his play further, finishing 7 of 9 for 71 yards and posting a passer rating of 136.1. While his snaps may remain limited once the regular season begins, unless Mahomes misses time or the Chiefs build commanding leads, Minshew's presence provides a security blanket. His approach to the role underscores his value. Quote, "If there's any way I can help this team, whether it's on the scout team, whether it's helping Pat in meetings, whether it's just bringing good energy to practice, I look forward to just doing whatever I can to contribute and help this team win." End quote. This mentality, paired with solid on-field showings, gives Kansas City a backup plan they can actually trust, a factor that can make the difference in a long season. If the quarterback room has settled into a new balance, the wide receiver corps tells a different story. Rashee Rice remains a central figure, but his availability is clouded by off-field issues that could eventually lead to an NFL suspension. While he is expected to be on the field for at least the opening weeks, the uncertainty leaves Kansas City vulnerable to a mid-season depth crisis. This reality has led to speculation that the Chiefs could look outside the building, with Hunter Renfro emerging as a logical target. Renfro, once a fixture in the AFC West with the Las Vegas Raiders, built his reputation as a reliable slot presence, recording nearly 3,000 receiving yards and 17 touchdowns over 5 seasons, while posting a 76.3% catch rate. After missing all of 2024, Renfro landed with the Carolina Panthers, but his role there remains limited. The team has invested heavily in youth, with Tet McMillan, Jimmy Horn, Jalen Coker, and Xavier Legette all competing for reps alongside veteran Adam Thielen. The crowded depth chart has left Renfro on the margins, opening the door for a possible move. For Kansas City, Renfro's skill set fits perfectly into what the offense currently lacks. He knows AFC West defenses, understands how to exploit short to intermediate spaces, and would provide Mahomes with a dependable underneath option. With Worthy stretching defenses vertically and Rice's status uncertain, a player like Renfro could stabilize the passing attack. Should Rice be sidelined, this type of addition could prove critical. The Chiefs have long thrived when surrounding Mahomes with complementary weapons, and Renfro represents the kind of steady target who can keep drives alive and maintain rhythm in critical stretches. Offensive depth isn't the only concern. On defense, a major injury has forced Kansas City to rethink its plans in the trenches. The defense has absorbed a blow that could reverberate throughout the season. Kansas City entered the year with one of the league's strongest defensive units, finishing 4th in scoring defense and 9th in total defense last season. That foundation was expected to carry into 2025 until a significant injury derailed those plans. Felix Anudike-Uzomah, the Kansas City 2023 first-round pick and a rising contributor along the defensive line, suffered a strained right hamstring that will sideline him for the entire season. The news came just before the preseason finale, cutting short what many expected to be a breakout campaign. Last year, Anudike flashed his potential, recording 27 tackles, 14 pressures, 7 hurries, 6 tackles for loss, 4 quarterback hits, 2.5 sacks, a forced fumble, and a recovery. Those numbers ranked him among the team's most disruptive young defenders, and his trajectory pointed to an expanded role in 2025. Head coach Andy Reid acknowledged the disappointment, noting, quote, "He's worked hard, we'll see where it goes, I can't tell you how long it's going to be," end quote. His college resume at Kansas State made clear what Kansas City had envisioned: double-digit sacks, relentless pressure, and the type of edge presence that can swing games. Instead, the Chiefs are left searching for depth, signing defensive end Owen Carney to fill the roster spot. Carney, who spent time with the Cincinnati Bengals as an undrafted free agent, has yet to play a regular season snap. For now, his role will be limited to providing rotational depth as the team adjusts. Losing Anudike may not sink the defense, but it undeniably alters the ceiling of a unit that had Super Bowl-level aspirations. The challenge now shifts to defensive coordinator Steve Spagnuolo, who must reconfigure his front and maximize production from the remaining personnel. But even as the defense adjusts, the spotlight shifts back to the offense, and speculation about a blockbuster reunion refuses to fade. Amid all these changes, the most captivating discussion centers on the offense's missing dimension. Since the departure of Tyreek Hill in 2022, Kansas City has lacked a vertical weapon who once stretched defenses and opened the field for Mahomes and Travis Kelce. The team traded Hill to Miami in exchange for 5 draft picks, and the Dolphins secured him with a 4-year, $120 million extension. 3 years later, however, cracks have emerged in Hill's relationship with Miami. Tension surfaced after a late-season loss when he expressed frustration with the quarterback situation, even requesting a trade before later softening his stance. Despite attempts to mend relationships, his bond with the Dolphins coaching staff and even quarterback Tua Tagovailoa remains fragile. That uncertainty fuels speculation of a possible reunion. For Kansas City, the logic is straightforward. Since Hill's departure, the Chiefs have attempted to replace his production through a mix of short-term veteran signings and draft swings. While Rashee Rice offered a glimpse of promise before his injury and Travis Kelce remained central, the receiving core has lacked consistent explosiveness. The offense's struggles were laid bare in the Super Bowl defeat to Philadelphia, where interior offensive line issues and the absence of a true deep threat limited Mahomes' options. Even as the front office continues to patch holes, the inability to generate vertical pressure on defenses persists. If Miami reaches a breaking point, Kansas City could be poised to act. The structure of a potential deal would allow Miami to absorb much of Hill's salary early in the year, while the Chiefs would acquire a player already familiar with Mahomes and Andy Reid's system. For Kansas City, it would mean restoring the most dangerous element of their championship offense, a proven game-breaker who forces defenses to account for every blade of grass. With Rice's future clouded and the receiving core still unsettled, a reunion with Hill would be more than nostalgic. It would be practical. For a franchise chasing another Lombardi trophy, the move could shift the balance of the season. What do you make of Gardner Minshew's arrival as Patrick Mahomes' backup? Do you feel confident in his ability to step in if called upon? Or do you see it as simply an insurance policy with limited impact? And finally, the biggest speculation of all, a potential reunion with Tyreek Hill. Would you welcome him back in Kansas City? Or do you think the team should continue building around its newer pieces rather than revisiting the past? Leave your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to leave your like and subscribe. Join our community and get exclusive content every day. We always bring you everything happening in Kansas City. See you soon.